Iran has claimed responsibility for a dramatic strike targeting what it describes as the Israeli government leadership compound, a highly secured complex in Jerusalem associated with some of the country's most senior political and national security officials. The development comes amid escalating tensions in the wider regional confrontation involving Iran, Israel, and their respective allies. According to Iranian claims circulating through regional media channels, the strike was intended as a message directed at Israel's political leadership after what Iranian officials describe as weeks of uncertainty surrounding the location and movements of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Iranian statements suggested that intelligence assessments indicated senior leadership activity around the government compound, which they claim led to the decision to launch the strike. As per sources monitoring security developments in Israel, the compound targeted in the reported strike is believed to host several key government offices connected to national decision-making. Facilities in and around this complex are associated with senior members of the Israeli cabinet and security leadership, including offices linked to the Prime Minister, the Defense Minister, and other high-ranking officials involved in military and strategic planning. The compound is widely regarded as one of the most sensitive government locations in Israel because of the concentration of decision-makers who operate within its administrative buildings and secure meeting facilities. Before we break down what is being reported about the strike, the weapons that Iranian claims say were used, and what this could mean for the ongoing confrontation between Iran and Israel, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest updates on major geopolitical and military developments shaping the world. As per sources following developments in the region, the strike reportedly involved new hypersonic cluster missiles, a category of advanced weapons that travel at extremely high speeds while carrying multiple submunitions designed to disperse across a target area. Iranian claims suggest that the missiles were launched toward the compound with the intention of striking infrastructure and administrative buildings associated with Israel's political leadership. Hypersonic weapons have become a significant focus of modern military technology because of their ability to travel at speeds exceeding 5 times the speed of sound. This speed dramatically reduces the reaction time available to defensive systems. In addition, cluster-type payloads can release multiple smaller explosive elements across a wide area, increasing the likelihood of damaging infrastructure within large compounds. As per sources monitoring missile warning systems in the region, air defense alerts were activated shortly before the reported impacts near the government complex. Israeli air defense systems are among the most advanced in the world, incorporating layered systems designed to intercept incoming threats ranging from rockets to ballistic missiles. However, military analysts often point out that hypersonic weapons present unique challenges due to their speed and maneuverability. Iranian media outlets later described the strike as part of what they characterized as a strategic response to the ongoing confrontation between Iran and the Israeli government. Iranian officials have repeatedly accused Israeli leadership of directing military operations and intelligence activities targeting Iranian interests across the region. According to Iranian claims, the decision to strike the government leadership compound was intended to send a message directly to Israel's political command structure. As per sources familiar with Israeli government facilities, the compound targeted in the strike is believed to include offices connected to several senior members of the Israeli leadership. These include spaces associated with the Prime Minister's office, the Defense Ministry, and administrative facilities connected to members of the Israeli security cabinet. Among the senior officials linked to leadership functions in these areas are the Prime Minister, the Defense Minister, the Minister of Strategic Affairs, and other cabinet members involved in national security and intelligence coordination. The Security Cabinet plays a central role in Israel's strategic decision-making during periods of military tension. Members of this group are responsible for coordinating military operations, intelligence assessments, and national defense strategies. Because of this concentration of leadership activity, government compounds associated with these offices are typically protected by extensive security systems. As per sources monitoring the aftermath of the reported strike, several explosions were heard in the vicinity of the government complex. Emergency services were deployed to assess possible damage to buildings and surrounding infrastructure. Security forces reportedly moved quickly to secure the area while authorities began evaluating the situation. At the same time, military and intelligence agencies initiated assessments to determine the nature of the weapons used and the extent of the impact. Initial reports from regional monitoring networks suggested that multiple projectiles may have been involved in the strike. Iranian claims emphasize that the missiles used in the operation belong to a new generation of hypersonic systems developed to overcome advanced missile defenses. These systems, according to Iranian statements, are capable of traveling at extreme speeds while maneuvering during flight. Such capabilities are designed to complicate interception efforts by defensive systems. Hypersonic weapons have become a subject of intense interest among military powers around the world. Countries including the United States, Russia, and China have invested heavily in developing such systems. Iran has also claimed progress in this field in recent years. As per sources analyzing the broader situation, the reported strike comes at a time when tensions between Iran and Israel have been rising sharply across multiple fronts. Military exchanges, covert operations, and cyber activities have all been reported as part of the broader confrontation. The conflict has drawn attention from governments and security analysts around the world because of the potential for escalation. If direct attacks on government leadership facilities become more frequent, the risk of further confrontation could increase significantly. The political symbolism of targeting a leadership compound is also significant. Government complexes associated with national leadership represent more than just physical buildings. They symbolize the decision-making centers of a country's political and military structure. For that reason, such locations are rarely targeted unless tensions have reached a particularly serious level. As per sources observing the regional situation, the strike has prompted heightened security measures across multiple government facilities in Israel. Security around leadership buildings has reportedly been increased as authorities review possible vulnerabilities. Military officials are also believed to be assessing whether additional defensive systems should be deployed around sensitive sites. The broader geopolitical implications of the strike are still unfolding. Analysts note that attacks involving advanced missile systems can have significant psychological as well as strategic effects. They demonstrate technological capability while also sending political signals. In this case, Iranian claims appear intended to emphasize their ability to reach high-value targets associated with Israeli leadership. At the same time, the situation remains fluid. As per sources monitoring official statements and emergency response activity, investigations into the reported strike are still ongoing. Authorities are working to determine the precise trajectory of the missiles and the exact locations of the impacts. Security agencies are also examining whether the attack caused structural damage to buildings within the government compound. While the incident has generated intense attention internationally, no deaths have been officially confirmed so far, according to the latest information available from sources monitoring the situation. Emergency teams continue to evaluate conditions at the site, and officials have not released final casualty figures. The absence of confirmed fatalities has been noted by analysts as an important factor in determining how the situation may develop next. If casualties had been confirmed among senior officials, the political and military response could have been dramatically different. Nevertheless, the reported strike highlights the increasing reach and complexity of modern missile technology. Hypersonic systems represent one of the newest developments in strategic weapons. Their combination of extreme speed and maneuverability presents challenges for existing missile defense networks. Because of these characteristics, many governments have begun investing heavily in research aimed at countering such weapons. In the broader context of the Iran-Israel confrontation, the strike underscores how the conflict is evolving beyond traditional battlefields. Military pressure is increasingly being expressed through precision strikes, cyber operations, intelligence activities, and strategic messaging. Each side is attempting to demonstrate both capability and resolve. For Israel, protecting government leadership facilities remains a top priority. For Iran, signaling the ability to target high-profile locations appears to be part of a broader strategy aimed at deterring further actions against its interests. As per sources monitoring diplomatic activity, the international community is closely watching developments following the reported strike. Governments across the region and beyond are concerned that further escalation could destabilize an already volatile geopolitical environment. Diplomatic channels are expected to remain active as efforts continue to prevent the situation from spiraling into a wider confrontation. Financial markets and security analysts are also monitoring developments closely. Events involving direct strikes on government leadership facilities can influence global perceptions of stability in the Middle East. Energy markets, trade routes, and regional alliances can all be affected by sudden changes in the security environment. For now, the full consequences of the reported strike remain uncertain. Investigations into the incident are continuing, and additional information may emerge as authorities complete their assessment.